This is Rebekah Sebastian, and you are listening to Dialogue, a true crime conversation. But today's episode, it's a little different. Get ready for DIE-ALOGUE Presents Yellow Tape, True Crime Mystery Trivia. I'm about to call one lucky listener who's going to compete in true crime trivia against an unidentified true crime podcaster. Let's find out who wins and who that mystery podcaster is. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you will not die. It's time to go behind the yellow tape. Okay, welcome to DIE-ALOGUE Presents Yellow Tape, True Crime Mystery Trivia. I'm Rebekah Sebastian. Thank you so much for being with us and listening today. And thank you so much to our contestant and our mystery podcaster. First, let's start with the contestant who we can name. Jennifer, welcome. Why don't you tell us where you're from and how about your earliest true crime memory?
Ooh, I am in Florida, and my earliest true crime memories, oh my goodness. Probably a girl was missing. She was just vanished. She was with her brother. They ran out of gas and he left her in the car to go get more gas. And he came back and she was missing. And it was fascinating and terrifying. And she's never been found to this. And of course, I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries as a kid too, like a lot of people did. So it was just kind of, because things like that don't happen in little small towns, which is what you think. And of course, they always happen.
Right.
Every place.
Ironically, it's where they often happen, it seems.
Right.
Okay, well, welcome to the show. You are going to be playing against our mystery true crime podcaster who, hello and welcome, but please don't introduce yourself.
Hello, I am mystery guest.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to tell you both how this is going to go.
I'm going to ask each player a question. Players will get 2 points for every correct answer, but if they don't know the answer, their opponent can steal the question, and if they get it right, they'll get just 1 point. If the second player gets it wrong, we move on to the next question and the next player. The call-in contestant will always start the game, and they get to select the first category. Now, the fun part is, while the call-in listener contestant gets to pick that first category, the mystery podcaster gets to kill one. Are you ready to play?
Here are the category choices. The first category is back to school. These are going to be school, collegiate, affiliated, stories and cases, homicide in Hollywood, pretty self-explanatory. This one is cold cases. And finally, a little more on the school side, True Crime 101. So this will be facts, terminology, things you might have picked up along the way from all the shows you've watched, podcasts you've listened to, books you've read. Mystery podcaster, is there one that you just know you want to kill?
I'm an expert in all of these.
Oh, wow. How lucky for you.
And I hope that Jennifer isn't too intimidated. But I think I'll kill the first of the school topics.
Okay, back to school is back to the drawing board. And Jennifer, of the remaining homicide in Hollywood, cold cases, and True Crime 101, where would you like to start?
True Crime 101.
True Crime 101. That's a very good place to start. Jennifer, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. In the United States, the blank plea is a guilty plea in criminal court whereby a defendant in a case does not admit to the criminal act and asserts innocence. What is this plea called?
Alford plea.
Ooh, she says with no hesitation. That is correct.
Easy. That one's easy. I mean, come on. It's too easy.
Yeah. Mr. Podcaster, let's see if you're ready for this one. Though mostly debunked by modern experts, the McDonald triad, also known as the triad of sociopathy and homicidal triad, it's a set of 3 factors. The presence of any 2 are considered to be predictive of and associated with violent tendencies. 2 of them are cruelty to animals and arson. What is the third?
Bad grades.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay.
It is not bad grades. Jennifer, would you like to steal? Do you know what the third of the 3 McDonald triads is? We've got cruelty to animals, arson, and there's a third.
I don't know.
Okay, this surprises me. This is the bedwetting factor. Now, again, most modern psychologists and psychiatrists and experts will say this is mostly debunked, but throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s, this was very much what they looked at, especially when evaluating serial killers. These three things being present from adolescence. So we're learning.
Knowing it's the McDonald's triad, I should have guessed Grimace.
Yes, of course. The Hamburglar. Okay, next question is for Jennifer. In 1966, a set of rights were enshrined in United States criminal law to protect any suspect from a crime. They were called the Miranda rights. They were created as a result of a United States Supreme Court case of Miranda versus what state? So this drew on a Supreme Court case of Miranda versus the state of, I know there's 50, so if you don't know, you could guess, but we're talking about the Miranda rights. Do you know where this originated?
I learned pretty early on in this round that neither Jennifer nor the mystery podcaster are verbal processors. So please enjoy our version of the Jeopardy music. And it seems like a good time for a quick shout out to our audio engineer, Jason Usry.
Texas. I don't know.
Okay, Texas is incorrect. A very good guess. I'm going to throw it to my mystery podcaster. Do you know? And if not, would you like to guess?
I'm going to take a guess. Arizona.
Was that truly a guess? Because you're right.
I might have heard it before, but yeah, Arizona.
Amazing. Okay, so you've got 1 point for the steal. Well done. The next question is for you, mystery podcaster. What is the word for the relapse into crime after the sentence of a convicted offender has been completed and the subsequent return to the criminal justice system?
I know what it starts with. I just can't remember the rest of it.
Take a second. It's the word for the relapse into crime after the sentence of a convicted offender has been completed and the subsequent return to the criminal justice system.
Reoffend.
That is incorrect, even though it's logical and makes sense. Jennifer, do you know the term?
Yes.
Oh, please share.
Recidivism.
It is recidivism, and you get 1 point for that. All right, let's roll into the next category. Let's go to cold cases. Cold cases. It will now be our mystery podcaster's turn to go first. So, on what island did high school senior Natalie Holloway go missing during her 2005 senior trip?
Barbados.
No, it is not Barbados. Jennifer, would you like to steal?
Yes.
What?
Aruba.
Aruba is in fact the island. A fun story. My teenage daughter thought her and her friends could go on a trip to Aruba by themselves when they were 15. And I had to have a little group talk with them about a story once upon a time in 2005. Question number 2 is for Jennifer. True or false? Mr. and Mrs. Ramsey were criminally charged with the murder of their daughter, JonBenet Ramsey.
So does that mean were they indicted or just charged?
Charged criminally with the murder.
False.
False is correct. You got the gist of this question. They were indicted by a grand jury for recklessly and feloniously placing their daughter in a position that led to death, but they were not charged with her murder.
Okay.
Well done. So that brings us back to Mystery Podcaster. This victim became known posthumously as the Black Dahlia in 1947, but what is her given name?
Elizabeth Smart.
Oh,
short.
I'm gonna give that to you. So tricky. You are not the first. This question's come up in live shows, and that's not the first time I've gotten that. I believe you know who the Black Dahlia is, and that her name is Elizabeth Short. I'm gonna give you the 2. Oh, let's never know what could happen here on True Crime Mystery Trivia. The next question is for Jennifer. Amber Hagerman was killed at just 9 years old. While her killer was never brought to justice, her murder was the impetus for the FBI to create Amber Alerts when children go missing. It's also an acronym for her name, the first 3 letters being A for America, M missing, B broadcasting. What do the last two letters of Amber stand for? We have America's Missing Broadcasting, and then there's two words beginning with ER to complete Amber's name.
I would think emergency response.
You would think correctly. That's exactly what it is. It's America's Missing Broadcasting Emergency Response, also known as an Amber Alert. Well done. Way to talk it out. Okay, so 3-8. This is competitive, and there's one more round left. So let's see if our mystery podcaster can come back up the charts a little bit with our final category, homicide. Yeah, no. You know, no pressure at all. This is all fun and games. Homicide in Hollywood. Homicide in Hollywood. I believe it is Jennifer's turn to begin. First question, what was the original ruling of Natalie Wood's death?
The original ruling of her death?
Yes.
Accidental drowning?
Is that a guess?
Yes.
It's correct.
Oh.
You've got good instincts. I hope you use those somewhere, somehow for your benefit.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's now ruled undetermined since they've reinvestigated this. And of course, there were podcasts about it, Fatal Voyage. But originally it was an accidental drowning. Now it's much more broad. So we'll see what happens there. Mystery podcaster Sharon Tate was murdered by members of the Charles Manson family. What famous film director was she married to? Sharon Tate murdered by the members of the Charles Manson family. It's almost a tongue twister. What famous film director was she married to?
John Barrymore.
That is not correct. Jennifer, would you like to steal? Do you know?
Oh, I can see it, and I know all the scandals about him, but I cannot think of his name, so no, I can't steal.
Okay, so it's Roman Polanski, which I'm sure you'll both have the moment where you say yes, of course. Well, how about this one? Jennifer, what SNL cast member was killed by his wife in 1998?
Phil Hartman.
That's correct. 2 points. Final question for Mystery Podcaster in Homicide. Let's just take a look at the score here. The Mystery Podcaster is still at 3, and Jennifer has gotten up to 12. So it's looking like Jennifer's game, but I do want to know if Mystery Podcaster knows this question.
This is the 10-point question, so.
This worked out perfectly. This was the whole plan all along, right? This actress's 1989 murder inspired California laws to change to prevent the DMV from releasing private addresses to help reduce stalking crimes. 1989 murder, California law. Do you know the name of this actress?
I have no idea. No, I don't know.
Jennifer, do you know the name of this actress and victim?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Tell us.
Rebekah Schaeffer.
It is Rebekah Schaeffer. A super fan, came right to her front door and killed her. And he had visited her on set previously, written many letters, and did get her home address from the DMV. And that is when that all changed. And California really locked down on that being able to be possible. Jennifer, you kind of swept it here, my friend. 14 points. Woo! Mystery Podcaster, 3. Which, hey, I mean, you're on the board. But here's Jennifer's going to win a Yellow Tape Trivia Show mug. Mystery Podcaster is going to get a Yellow Tape pencil because I think, maybe a little practice is needed for next time.
I need to take some notes.
Take some notes. And while we're at it, why don't you turn that camera on and introduce yourself to us?
Hey, it's me, John Lordan.
Hi, John Lordan. That was really fun and unexpected. Can you please share with us all your true crime endeavors? Because there's definitely more than 1 or 2. And I want Jennifer, if she doesn't already know them, to hear all about them.
Sure. I'm one of the OG YouTube true crimers. My main show is Brain Scratch, about mysteries. I'm best known for covering the Elisa Lam case, of course. That led to me appearing in Crime Scene on Netflix this year. I've also got Crime After Crime. It's a podcast I work on with Danielle Hallen, and a new podcast that I started about a year ago now called Seriously Mysterious. I also do a missing persons show called Searchlight and a solved cases show called Case Cracked. However, I am terrible at trivia. And I can tell you for two of those questions, I actually had the right answer pop into my head and I didn't go with it. And I should just follow my gut. But still, Jennifer was amazing. And I think she would still have taken me even with those two, because that would only get me up to 7 points or something.
Well, I think, it's a fair pass. You're an accomplished true crime creator, Jennifer, as you can hear. He doesn't have time for these factoids in his brain. He's got a lot of research and production to do. And while the game is officially over, I have one last question for both of you that I'd love to hear the answer. I want to hear from each of you. If it was your last night on Earth, for no particularly morbid reason, what would your last meal be?
Oh, God.
You guys, we legit stumped Jennifer on the what would you eat for your last meal question. This reminds me, I'd love to hear what you, the listeners, would eat. Follow me on Instagram at DIE-ALOGUE Pod or at Yellow Tape Trivia. I respond to both. And DM me there. What would your last meal be? Okay, let's see if Jennifer's come up with anything.
One that's going to stump you, Jennifer?
Yes.
Something needs to stop her. She's on a roll.
You know what? I don't have all the you're just on to the next one. You can't be bothered to retain it forever because you've got another case that you have to solve and
it's absolutely
research
true.
And all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know. That would be a tough one. I would have to think about that one.
Okay. Well, while you think, Mr. Lordan, what would yours be?
I know exactly. I mean, this is, it's too bad this wasn't a question in the actual. There is a little stand at New York in Las Vegas that sells New York style pizza. It's called Sirico's.
Oh. And
that's hands down. I want a full Sirico's pizza with mushrooms only.
Mushrooms only.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a note of that for Vegas next year because
yes,
I would think it's hard to get good pizza over there.
It is. And one of my friends is a true New Yorker and he's like, this stuff is legit. Whenever he goes out there, he's like, yeah, we have to go to Sirico's.
Challenge accepted. Jennifer, have you thought of anything?
I'm still I don't know. I'm this person at a restaurant too. I'm the worst.
That's so funny. Indecisive. Yeah, don't think too hard. I like your gut. I think you know.
Oh my God. I still
All right,
don't
I'm going to make this easier for you.
Literally
tonight, it's this is it. It has to happen.
Yeah, you're celebrating your big victory.
Yes. Yeah. What would you eat right now if you could eat anything?
Anything at all. Probably, I don't know, that pizza sounds pretty good. Maybe just some delicious pizza because you can't really go wrong.
Pizza's never a bad idea.
It's never a bad idea.
I agree. Okay, well, I'm going to send you your mug. You ponder it over coffee and let us know if anything else comes up. But thank you both. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, John, for playing Yellow Tape True Crime Mystery Trivia. And thank you, everyone, for listening. If you would like to play and be on the show, please visit RebekahSebastian.com for more information and follow both shows at DIE-ALOGUE Pod and at Yellow Tape Trivia for more information. Thank you both again.
Thank you. Had a lot of fun. And Jennifer, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Hey listeners, this is the 6th and final Yellow Tape True Crime Mystery Trivia episode of this series. I hope you've been enjoying them. I shook it up a little here at DIE-ALOGUE, wanted to have a little fun in this pre-holiday season. I've really enjoyed them, and it seems like you guys have too. So if you would like more trivia episodes in the new year, if you know a true crime podcaster that you would like to nominate to be on the show, or perhaps you yourself are ready to be a contestant, please email me at Rebekah@yellowtapetruecrime.com. That's Rebekah, Rebekah, at yellowtapetruecrime.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at DIE-ALOGUE and DM me there. I have another Instagram for the trivia at yellowtapetrivia. You can DM me there and let me know. If you'd like to learn more about DIE-ALOGUE Podcast, you can see all past episodes or just look up DIE-ALOGUE, that's DIE-ALOGUE, wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week with regular programming and a super interesting interview that I cannot wait to share.
DIE-ALOGUE is a Yellow Tape Media production, audio engineered by Jason Usry and produced, hosted, and edited by me, Rebekah Sebastian. If you love the podcast, please consider becoming a diehard by signing up at patreon.com/dialogue. Other ways to support the show? Follow along on social media. We are at DIE-ALOGUE Pod across platforms, and you can now watch most episodes on YouTube by subscribing to my channel, Rebekah Sebastian. For more information or to drop me a note, visit RebekahSebastian.com. Until next time, thank you for listening and killing the small talk.